All right, well, greetings everyone and welcome to another video. This video brings me up here to Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and it's that time of the year for the annual Bloomsburg Fair. This is the 167th annual Bloomsburg Fair. This is a fair that I've been coming up to since I was a little kid back in the late 70s, early 80s. Been coming up here every year. Last year I was here and filmed part of it, real short clips and everything, but this year I'm going to give you a more in-depth look at the fair and bring you more highlights, and the link to my previous video is going to be popping up there in the corner of the screen. So I am not alone, of course. There is somebody else here. I don't think you're supposed to sit on them.
There's nothing saying not to.
Of course, RJ is with me as always, and this is his first time at the fair.
Another
here.
first for me.
Yeah, so I was glad I was able to bring him up here this year for his first time coming to the fair and everything. So this is the 1st of October. This is the last day for the fair. It runs Saturday to Saturday. The fair attendance today is really down due to the weather because we had rain this morning from a low that was off to the one coast, and the remains of Hurricane Ian is to the west of us at around Pittsburgh. So the weather down home in our area wasn't that great, but up here it is just cloudy and breezy and cool, which I don't mind for fair weather. When there's fairs in September and October, I like it when it's cool anyway. So let's get started walking around the fair and bring you some highlights. Right, so this is the first stop always for me when I come up here. I have to stop at this place and get some unique meat, and they always have good kangaroo burgers here and stuff. So this year they're not sold out of everything. Last year they were pretty much sold out of just about everything on the menu, but got myself a kangaroo burger this year, which are quite tasty. All right. So I don't know much about this, but RJ just pointed out, and usually I don't show vehicles in my videos and stuff, but this is one of the new Ford electric pickup trucks.
F-150 Lightning.
So, gotta love it. So there's the charging port, and RJ said if you open up the hood, it's a trunk.
It's a trunk.
So
check out Hoovie's Garage. He's got one. He did a bunch of videos on it.
Hoovie's Garage.
Yep.
I don't know if you can see that good inside there, but yeah, new electric pickup trucks. Of course, they're going to bring them to a fair and show them off. All right, so I figured I'd bring RJ over this way and get this out of the way that we can look at all these old tractors here. And yes, there is orange mixed in or down around the corner there, but I thought...
Those are Alice Chalmers G's.
But I thought... What?
G.
Alice Chalmers G's.
G. Alice Chalmers G. That's
Okay.
the model, is a G.
See?
That was like the beginning of, like, that was their, I think they, like a way of a garden tractor. That's
Okay.
why it was a G, but all it really did was have cultivators, and that was it. You'll see the engines in the back, and go check them out. I'm going to look at his Ford for a minute, and then I'll be...
Oh,
I'll catch up.
you got to check the flatbed out. I hope he doesn't see that sign there, because he'll probably want to buy it. The one there that's for sale. But this is... They're basically all 1948 style. Manufactured in the year 1948. This one down here doesn't have a cultivator on it, but it's got the sickle bars on the side there for cutting grass or cutting your hay fields. And then lots of farmalls in the front here. Different years, one international, but these are all McCormick farmall. Some John Deere's in here, but not that much green. It's mainly red and orange right here, but there's a couple more John Deere's down there, and there's more on the other side of the building down there that we're going to check out. All right, so this white farmall that's here in the front is actually a demonstrator model, and apparently what they would do is after it was sold, they would paint it red after the demonstrator was sold, but some people insisted on having them white yet. So, but this is a 1950 Super A demonstrator. I actually came across a tractor that is familiar to me, and this is the tractor that my grandfather had. When he passed away, it was pretty much beaten down and worn out and stuff, and they wound up scrapping it. But this is a 1959 John Deere Model 430. So this is what this is pretty similar to the one my grandfather had. This might be a little bit smaller. Actually, the one down there on the end might be a little bit closer, now that I'm looking at it, to the kind that he had. Or even the one in the front there. I have to walk around here a little bit more and look at them and see which one for sure, but these are definitely the style that he had. RJ is in heaven because it is a sea of orange here for him instead of a sea of green and yellow tractors, but he's going to be here for a little bit, so we're just going to walk down. And
this is the one I have.
oh, this is the one you have.
The one I have right here is WC.
So RJ has this tractor right here.
Except I got the spoked wheels, not the solid wheels.
Spoked wheels instead of solid.
Mine's a 37.
That's a 26.
They didn't make them that. Did they make them that early?
I don't know. You're the AC expert.
Come on, Amanda.
Probably a 36, not a 26. They didn't make them that early.
Here's a 38 over here.
Yeah, that's the style hood.
Run, ready? Run.
This is what they call the unstyled, because it's all squared off.
Unstyled.
And this, looking at this right here, this makes more sense as a 36, not a 26. Because mine has that. But prior to that, this wasn't here. It was just a straight hood to there.
So then they went to the rounded, streamlined.
Actually, 39. I thought they went to the. This is what they call the styled. Oh, this is an RC, not a WC.
Time to get your tickets for tonight's big show at the White.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar to the WC. It's got the handbrakes and everything like that.
By Kaiser Brothers,
But they actually have a foot pedal too. Mine doesn't have a foot
tickets
pedal.
available at the White Markets Grandstand box
I don't
office.
ever heard of this one.
See that? Learned something new.
Juniata Valley Winery, they're at the Bloomsburg Fair. And
Some more farm alls. He's gonna like this. Garden tractor. He'll find that eventually when he walks down here, but another Ford. This is one almost like one of my other grandfathers had back in the day. Big International down there, and just some more farm alls, and there is a nice restored farm all there.
Coming up in just a few moments, we are going to have our final great stomping competition of the year. That starts at 3 o'clock inside the Keystone Agricultural Center. That's the former farm.
Yes, lots and lots of
Today
orange.
We're going to have a battle of the press enterprise. It's going to be Sean Stair taking.
All right, so we're checking out this International here a little more, and we figured out why it's got dual chrome stacks on it. That's because it's got a V8 diesel in it. Pretty neat. I guarantee you they're going to hear you coming down the road if you got this thing running.
Our first little piggy, his name is Ham Solo. Second little piggy, that's his co-pilot, Chew Bacon. And on the end, that's the bad guy, Darth Porker. All right, let's do it again. We got to get cheerleaders. Who's it going to be? We got to have a cheerleader. There for the black with the multicolored iguana. Which one do you want? 1, 2, or 3? 2, number 2. Chew Bacon in the blue. All right, how about down here? In the purple jacket right there. Number 1, Ham Solo. And how about down here? Anybody? Young lady in the green shirt right there. Or turquoise shirt, I guess it would be, with the red and black hair. Going to give you number 3, okay? All right, wave at me so we know you. Oh, yeah, that's her, yeah. Okay. Just so she knows, and she knows. She gets me confused. All right, now this race we call the Fat and the Furriest.
Is it because you're fat?
And furry.
That's what I thought.
They're going to dodge the obstacles, jump the hurdles all the way around through the meat grinder.
Hey.
She's not a meat grinder. It's a tunnel. She never lets me have any fun. To the meat grinder, to the finish line.
Oh my God, that was so cool.
That was neat. This was all used to be kids' rides back here, and they really looks like they toned down on the kids' rides, and they got all these older tractors in here. So there's some farm-alls in here, but I'm seeing a lot of Olivers in here, which is different. So we'll walk down here. RJ, of course, seeing the orange back there, he's got to go check that out. But it also looks like they're doing some kind of Civil War reenactment next door over here, and that's totally different. It looks like there might be something going on in that house there too, and I can't say this house was original to the property or not, but I think it was last year they were building that barn that you see off in the distance down there. So this changed since last year. This is all different, and something that's familiar to me too. Horse-drawn hand carts, fire hose on them. My fire company used to have, in fact they probably still have it somewhere back in the day, but they got 2 of them here on display. Never seen these here before. Started drizzling outside, go figure, but we decided to come in the exhibit buildings over here now. This is the educational exhibit building, so these projects that are made here are made by junior or high school kids, and they have them on display here.
I'm looking to get a tray. You know, sometimes I have water.
Attention on Midway. Brooklyn, try Bellis, Rock Glen. Report to the Fair Security Office. Brooklyn, try Bellis. Rock Glen, report to the Fair Security Office for fine a security officer in a yellow shirt.
All right, so I'm going to put the disclaimer in the video here for you people that do not like snakes. Do not watch this part of the video, but that is a huge python. It is not the one that is usually here. Usually it is Earl that is here every year, but this one is named Madonna. And there's the information on her. You can pause the video and read that if you want to. But I definitely do not want to have that thing squeezing around me.
It just sits there. Make it up.
And what I thought was a lizard is actually an iguana. And there's another python. That is an albino black pastel royal python.
It says dog on it, Emma.
All right, so we're in the picture section here, and I said to RJ, it's like, how many trains or how many Reading and Northern trains can we find? Because we found a bunch at the Ole Fair, but we came down here and lo and behold, there is the 475 that was out in Strasbourg that I actually rode on. The 3750 is across the street at the museum. And more pictures of places we've been to. That should look very familiar. That's the movie prop at Eckley's Miners Village.
It says Eckley Coal Breaker.
Yep, the Eckley Coal Breaker. Alright, so we're out of the Arts and Crafts building and came into one of my favorite halls, the Agricultural Hall. So we are going to be checking out all the agriculture stuff in here, including the giant pumpkins, and see how big they are this year and see if they beat out the Ole Fair. So I guess this is the Court of Champions here for some of the different stuff with whatever's canned and as far as apples go. And this is one of the changes that they made to the fair in the past couple years, which I do not like. They made some changes to the ag building here, and it's not for the better in my opinion. Over there is where all the giant pumpkins used to be back in the day, and now they moved them into the rear of the building back there called the Pumpkin Patch, and actually took part of the displays away here from where they had the other produce and stuff. And nah, I'm not a fan of this new layout that they have. All right, one thing else that I'm seeing here, they have these huge watermelons on display, but they don't have the weight on them. So why they don't put the weight on them anymore is beyond me, and in my opinion, that's a dumb idea, because this one is under the watermelon's largest single watermelon, has first place, but you have no idea how much it weighs. That is one giant apple, and that would make one heck of an apple dumpling. If you could see the look of disgust on my face right now. 3 lousy pumpkins this year.
These might have been at Ole. That one's from Lenarchville. That might have been at Ole.
No, it can't be at Ole, because for it to be in Ole, you have to live in Ole Township or the townships that surround it. So well, that's 603 pounds. How much is the big one? My dad.
173.
That's lighter than I think Ole Fair's is, but I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the picture. But normally this area here would be full with pumpkins and everything, and 3 lousy pumpkins this year. I am truly disappointed. All right, so this one that got first place is 1,173 pounds. So Ole Fair beat the Bloomsburg Fair. The one at the Ole Fair was 1,191 pounds. So Ole Fair takes it this year for the largest pumpkin. So real quick, if it shows up here, I know there's going to be a glare and everything, but this is the flood of September 9th, 2011, when the whole fairgrounds was underwater and the town of Bloomsburg underwater.
Here's the exit ramp.
I forget what storm this was that came up there, or tropical storm or hurricane, but and the buildings up here, which if I find one, I'll show you the watermarks on them from all the different storms over the years, from Agnes all the way up to the current ones. All right, so we came in what is called now the Keystone Agriculture Center, which used to be the Farm Museum, I believe. And back in the day, this whole thing used to have nothing but old farm equipment on, and over the years, through changes or whatever, the old style farm equipment is slowly dwindling away, because now they have wine tasting in here, among other things. But it's a shame, because some of these old farming pieces of equipment, they're disappearing, and it was so nice to come in here and just see the old style farm equipment. But they do have some stuff up there yet. Some old potato plows, potato hillers, and a potato grater. But this whole building was filled with nothing but old style farm equipment, and slowly disappearing and giving away to the current times, which is now wine tasting. All right, so here is an old style thresher that separates the seeds from the wheat stalks. So this is still in here yet, thank goodness. Old style hay wagon yet that is still here.
You pick the one you want.
And then this thing down here was used for cutting wheat and bunching the sheaves.
Our musical competition for the past 12 years for the pumpkin history.
I saw.
Photogenic one for a change. Yeah, I know, you want to get at my camera.
Make your way to the livestock office at this time. Thank you.
No, there's a couple of them over here that are only $100.
Sure you go. Thank you very much.
All right, so here they have the flood levels from all the different floods that occurred here. The only one that isn't listed on here is Agnes. And I think Agnes might have been around in between Ivan and the flood of June 2006. But all the way up there, there's the flood level from September 9th of 2011. That is the highest the flood levels have been here at the fairgrounds.
don't know about you guys. About 16 pounds a day.
All right, so normally this building is filled with rabbits and chickens, but because of the avian flu this year, they don't have chickens, and there ain't that many rabbits this year, so they got other businesses in here to take up the space. So there aren't many rides running up here due to the weather. The Pharaoh's Fury or the Viking that rocks back and forth, that's not running. The super slide here isn't running, but they do have a carousel that's running finally after we've been staying here waiting for it. Not quite like the carousel that's over at Knoebels where you can reach out and grab the rings as you're going by, because I absolutely love that carousel. RJ made a new friend at the fair, his twin. Aren't you glad you made a friend?
Yes, finally. I finally have a friend.
Box is open.
Now, why can't I grow a Christmas cactus like that? Now this is something different. There's a fountain, water coming out of the saxophone going into a drum. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for another video and another year here at the 167th annual Bloomsburg Fair. So it's probably around going on 9 o'clock, and normally the fair is open till 10 on the last night, but however, due to the weather and everything, a lot of the stands are packing up early because attendance today has been down because of the weather. But we did manage to luck out and dodge the showers that did pass through here and everything. So it was a fun time, some disappointments and everything. Like I said, the fair has changed a lot since I've been coming up here since the late 70s and early 80s. There have been a lot of changes here at the fair, and in my opinion, some of the changes are not good. So, but I know you have to go with progress and the times and everything, but it's just not like it used to be back in the day. So, but hopefully you enjoyed the highlights that I brought to you with all the animal footage and everything else there. So if you did like the video, please give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down there if you want to subscribe to the channel, and you can ring the bell down there and be notified when I upload new videos to YouTube. And thanks to all the new subscribers who follow me on YouTube and all the other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And thanks to this guy.
Thank you for bringing me.
So hopefully he enjoyed his first.
ding ding.
Yeah, click and ding ding.
Subscribe.
So hopefully he enjoyed his first
And like.
his first time coming to the fair here and everything. So
It was different. It was definitely different. Yeah, the weather played. You know, unfortunately, we can't control the weather. That's, you know, the unfortunate part of Hurricane Ian coming through. But we did get lucky enough that it kind of just like did a split around us. So it went towards Pittsburgh and towards out to sea. So we did have decent enough weather, but still had a couple showers here and there. So, you know, at least it was doable. It was bearable. It wasn't. It did get a bit windy at one point, but
yeah,
it's calm now, and you know.
Of course, we're getting ready to leave, and it's calm and everything. But I'm glad you came along, and I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I definitely did. Thanks for having me come along, and thanks for the admission.
Yeah. So until next time, let's have a ball and do it all. We'll see you soon.